Who is the second person? No, Mr. Hines? No, this is a latitude being provided for this time and only this time. I want to make sure it's clear because I don't want us to set precedences that we do not maintain going forward. So normally we would not take this approach. So Minister, so who is the first person though? Who is the first spokesperson? So Member Burchell and then Member Waverhines, questions fielded by them, we'll attempt to respond at the same time, Minister. And then thereafter, you will take questions from Member Buchanan and then Member Russell and Member Gordon on block. After which we will put the head. Is there someone else? No, man, I call Buchanan.
Madam Chair.
So let's go.
Yeah, Madam Chair. Interestingly enough, I think I have 4 shadows for 4 persons.
No,
who
we'll not
shadow the
permit more
different
than 2.
portfolios.
We're doing 2. But what will happen, Minister, everyone will still be able, if they have additional questions. I think they may have consolidated. You guys are teasing now. Member?
Thank you. Minister, on page 1 of your section, which is 46,000, the estimates indicate that one of the ministry's objectives is to increase the contribution of the cultural and creative industries to GDP. Given that objective, could you indicate what is the current measured contribution of the creative industries to Jamaica's GDP?
Currently, between 5 and 9% GDP, yes. But we are making arrangements to actually have the data collected, so we will have empirical information that would inform policy going forward.
Okay, and I'm sure you've set some targets for, the short and medium term. What's your target for the next 5 years?
Yeah. The target would be certainly to double it.
To double it.
Yes.
All right, so we'll move to page 6 under activity 11466, development of cultural and creative industries, where approximately 166 million has been allocated towards the development of the sector. Could you indicate how many creative practitioners or creative enterprises are expected to benefit directly from this allocation this year?
We have what we call an E-registry. The industry has been seen as informal. So our effort is to put structures in place. And so we have the E-registry, which has been established for some time now. Both sides have contributed to the E-registry functioning. However, we have had a slow take-up on the E-registry from the sector until COVID, when we provided assistance to the sector, but they had to be part of the E-registry. So we now have approximately a little over 4,000 persons registered on the E-registry.
So the grants that you allocate or you plan to allocate under this, how do you generally determine who gets these grants? Are they discretionary, or is there a system that dictates how the ministry extends its monies to creatives?
Well, there is a structure. First, you have to be on the E-registry to benefit. But when we are approached, if you're not on the E-registry, then we ensure that you sign up on the E-registry, and you have to be endorsed or certified by an existing organization within the sector. So it shows that you're a bona fide practitioner. And no one is turned away. Once you apply and the necessary interview is done and the proper due diligence is done, you're given support.
You'll get something.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Page 8, program 2.
Just before, I want to just mention to you, for example, the health and life insurance that we've introduced for creatives. As long as you are on the E-registry, you are signed up for life, for health, and for accident.
Okay, so the money that funds the insurance will come from this 166 million?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
The money that funds the insurance program will come from this 166 million that you've allocated for development of cultural and creative industries?
No.
Okay, so that's something separate.
Right. And we also provide incentives through the E-registry, tools of trade. Once you're a practitioner, we provide to companies and we provide to individuals.
Okay, I'm looking at program 267, which is on page 8, and looking specifically at economic linkages in the entertainment industry. Implementation and monitoring of the entertainment policy. Could you indicate, Minister, what measurable economic outcomes have resulted from this policy so far?
Well,
page 8.
The policy,
And while you prepare for that, Minister, I just want...
Now, remember, we are introducing a new policy. And that is why we have the green paper that the Joint Select Committee is reviewing. Right? And so the outcome of the policy will be determined once we have completed the review of the green paper. We have completed all the consultations, and we know we will then have the white paper, which is a policy document. And of course, coming out of that, we will have legislation that will determine now and create an enabling environment for the sector.
What we're talking about here is the entertainment economic linkages and the policies surrounding that. So more about how the ministry will track employment growth in the sector and export earnings and stuff like that. We have no data on how we've been performing so far.
Well, we're introducing satellite accounting, satellite accounts. But as I explained before, what we are doing now, we're putting structures in place to a sector that operated in a very informal way.
All right. My final question, Minister, and this has to do with the rural distribution of cultural spending. And by rural, I mean outside of Kingston. On page 11 on the program 265, Arts and Culture Preservation and Promotion, the estimates allocate funding for the promotion of development of cultural activities and events. Could you indicate what portion of this will be assigned to funding cultural events and promotion of such outside of Kingston?
The Jamaica Cultural Development Commission is the entity that covers the entire island in terms of cultural development, community cultural development, cultural development in schools, training, and showcasing. And so the allocations are equally spread because the schools play a very important role in the whole cultural development program that is carried out across the island.
Member Hines, you're next.
So
The member
I
said her
don't know if
final
you're aware,
question. That's what she said.
if you're aware, Madam Chair.
Oh, no. She said her final question. So you have a follow-up?
Yeah.
No. I know the minister wasn't finished responding.
Madam.
So
Madam
it's now
Chair?
Member Hines.
Do I go ahead, Madam Chair? Just to answer that
Yes, you're
question.
supposed to answer. You are answering the question from Member Burchell.
Yes.
She had indicated that was her last question, and I thought you were answering.
No, I just wanted to finish the answer. There is the Festival of Arts, which is hosted by the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, and it is parish by parish. And so most of the funds that are spent on cultural development is really spent in the rural areas, in the parishes. The events that we keep, the national events, are primarily in the corporate area. But the real development of the culture, the training and showcasing is primarily rural.